Well, this week saw the launch of the Status of Women in KwaZulu-Natal Summit. This summit was born out of a simple but urgent question: how do we translate global commitments on women empowerment into real change in our communities? Well, this gathering to assess the state of women's affairs in this regard was convened by a gentleman, Wiseman Mkhize, the Executive Chairman of African Global Networks. He joins us now. Good evening. Thanks for taking the time to chat to us here on Late Edition. What were the main focus points of the event?
Good evening, Juliet, and your listeners at SABC. Thank you for having us. And yeah, you're right, the issues of women are being talked or pushed by men, and maybe it's the right thing to do. We had a beautiful launch on Friday here in Durban, where we're launching the Status of Women in KwaZulu-Natal. It's the first of its kind summit, as you have said. It was born, or the concept was conceived in 2025 in New York when we were attending the CSW, which is the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women.
Do you think it's important for men to advocate for the empowerment of women?
Very much important. With the crisis that we have, and even the president has even declared the GBVF as a national crisis, we felt as African Global Networks, it's very important that men do take action. And when it happened that the African Global Networks is led by myself as a man, but I also have very capable ladies who are behind this. And as I've said, last year when we were at the CSW in New York, we had a blessing of the cabinet of KwaZulu-Natal under the leadership of Premier Ntuli. And we traveled with the MEC for Agriculture and the delegation from eThekwini municipality. And it happened that when we were sitting at the canteen having lunch during the conference, we started asking ourselves questions that we always travel to these international conferences, but we always gonna lack, that's implementation drive. So as we were talking, then this concept was born, and we came back. We proposed to the provincial government. We gave a report to the city, and we made our feelings very clear that we need to do things differently. We hear stories, we hear history of South Africa, the women of 1956. In your previous guest, she was talking about the resilience of women like Winnie Mandela, but now we are talking a different struggle, a struggle of women and young girls that needs new focus in terms of access to finance, access to opportunities that will develop a woman in the township, women in that rural area. So this summit is going to address those and say, how far has the KwaZulu-Natal as the province traversed? Yes, it's a province which has got a lot of history in terms of instabilities, but now 31 years later, how can we take back all those lessons and move forward? So it's going to be a beautiful and successful summit in August.
Well, wishing you all the best with that. It's such an important message to get out there to the people of this country. Well, that was Wiseman Mkhize. Thank you so much. The chairman, executive chairman at least, of African Global Networks, chatting to us this evening.